All right, well, we're doing pretty good now. We've got those clouds thickening up, but snow showers are on the way for us this afternoon and this evening. Again, not a blockbuster snowstorm, so don't worry about that. But there will be some light accumulations, especially this evening and tonight. Here comes the storm system dipping down now, so it's still in Idaho. But by the time we get after 2, 3 o'clock, we'll start to see that moisture really starting to increase. You can see that now taking place in southern Idaho and into northeastern Nevada. And eventually, we're starting to see a little bit more popping up over the lake as well. So we'll see more of this moisture increasing from north to south as we go throughout the next couple of hours. So as we look at futurecast, you'll be able to see it does indicate, again, a little bit of that activity developing now. By the time we get towards 3, 4, 5 o'clock, we'll see that first initial burst of moisture moving through, with the first burst of snow coming through between about, let's say, 2 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, some of this may have a difficult time sticking just because temperatures will still be above freezing and it'll still be daylight. But after 5, 6 o'clock, that's when we'll see more of this activity pushing in from the north, and temperatures will fall down to near the freezing mark or below. So by the time we get into the evening hours and with the sun setting, we'll have that better potential of some light accumulation starting to pile up there. But again, when I say pile up, I really mean dust up there, because basically it's a duster out there for us across the region. And that chance of scattered light snow showers will drift south as we get after midnight tonight across central and eastern Utah and even southern Utah. So don't be surprised to see some flakes make their way back towards Cedar City to the north of St. George. And as you get over towards southeastern Utah, that's where I think the main focus will be when you wake up tomorrow morning for the falling snow. We'll have basically drier conditions across the north, but still could have some slick roadways for that morning commute. Then high pressure builds in and we get a break on your Thursday. But look at this, by Thursday evening, we're tracking moisture moving back in with that northerly flow here coming in as we get towards your Thursday night into Friday. And that could be the beginnings of another system moving our way. But for this system, again, you can see pretty much everyone will start to get in on that chance of at least seeing a little light snow cover as we go throughout the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. But notice, there's not a lot of purples and pinks showing up here across Utah. You got to go over into Colorado for that. Here in Utah, we're looking at more lighter amounts. So we brought those snow totals down across the northern mountains there, looking more like 2 to 4 inches there, maybe up to 3 to 6 inches here in the central mountains, where we get that moisture kind of pivoting around a little longer overnight. Otherwise, looking at about 1 to 3 inches for the benches and the Wasatch back, and about a trace up to an inch potentially here along the Wasatch Front. But if it's more than 1/10 of an inch, it will be our first measurable snow event. As far as your travel goes, should be okay for the afternoon commute. As we get into the evening, that's once the sun sets, that's when we can start to see some light road snow out there, and we could have some slick morning commutes out there for us for our Wednesday morning. As far as once this system exits the region, we get that break coming in on Thursday, but this big ridge of high pressure is going to keep everything from moving our way until Friday. Then it starts to back off a little bit, and that may allow for an atmospheric river to set up. That could be a couple of waves of moisture moving our way as we go into your Friday, Saturday, and maybe even lasting into early Sunday. Here's the way it looks on the weather maps here. Again, this storm system is the one that's going to move out of here on Wednesday, and then Thursday we get that break, but we look to the north and west for that potential atmospheric river to potentially start to impact far northern Utah as we get into your Friday. And then as we go through the event, Friday night into Saturday, we may see that moisture slowly drifting a little farther south into Utah, closer towards the I-70 corridor. So as we look at the rain or precipitation total, let's just say over the next day or so, very light amounts out expected across the area. But notice by the time we start to tap into that atmospheric river towards the weekend, we start to see more beefier moisture amounts, especially along and north of I-80. So that's what we're going to be watching, but after we get past this system. St. George, temperatures in the 50s here through the rest of the week with a mixture of sun and clouds today. We'll see more sunshine breaking out heading into the rest of the week out there for us. Meanwhile, the Wasatch Front, snow showers developing, especially after about 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon, and then that could continue off and on into tomorrow morning. Dry Thursday before maybe more weather moving our way as we get towards the end of the week. Alyssa?